Welcome back to my podcast. We are on episode 5, and today I'll tell you the story of mom and dad's early life together as a married couple and the birth of their first baby. I'm a battered wife, and this is my story. To give you context, dear listeners, I have been telling you about my background. A peek into my parents' lives will offer perspective on who they are as people and why they are the way they are. Last week, I told you the story of mom and dad's life as a newlywed married couple. Today, I will talk about what happened next. Now, here's my disclaimer. Since I was not really present for this part of the story, it may be inaccurate. My story has been constructed from pieces of what I heard over the years about this phase in my parents' lives. I may be biased too. So Ajay and Guddu started their life as newlyweds in the thick jungles of central India, where Ajay was heading a government project. For a while, things went well. Guddu got pregnant with her first baby. Ajay, being a typical boy in a man's body, was at a different place mentally and emotionally compared to Guddu. Guddu had suffered for years, wondering if she would spend her life as an abandoned wife living with her parents. Ajay was a carefree person who was not yet in a place where he could understand what a woman goes through. After a long day of work, Ajay's team would sit together to unwind. After all, besides the local tribals, there were no other people living in this jungle. And so, in the evening, the men would sit and play bridge and other card games, sipping their drinks and chilling. Back in the tent, Guddu waited all day for her husband to come back from work. A young bride, barely started living with her husband, and all she could do throughout the day was wait, alone. The servant boy would wait along with her by the tent. One day, Guddu grew tired of waiting and told the servant boy to take her where her husband was. He showed her. Ajay was hugely offended. His izzat, that is his image or his respect among his team, had been affected among his staff. How dare she? And then, to add insult to injury, he told Guddu that it reflected very poorly on her, that she was in the tent with a male, the servant boy. From that day onwards, poor hurt Guddu started letting the servant boy leave after his work was done, and she spent the rest of the day alone, waiting. Ajay did not bring her books to read or any other form of entertainment. Not only did Guddu not have any company, acquaintances or friends, even her husband did not bother to give her company. And to add to that, she got pregnant. There were probably other staff members who had family living along with them over there on site, but obviously mom, being the boss's wife, was not part of their socializing. Like, it was them and then the boss's wife. That was different. I'm not very clear about this. Meanwhile, a teenage daughter of an employee started getting attracted to Ajay. She had a crush on Ajay. Guddu had never seen anything like this. The girl openly flirted with Ajay, even in front of his wife. Ajay seemed to enjoy the attention. Is it possible that this was a way for him to rebel against the marriage that he had no say in? I'm guessing they had a fling, I'm not sure. Guddu was suffering greatly. She had just given birth to a healthy, beautiful baby girl. There were 2 reasons her suffering had increased many-fold. She was obsessed with a male child, like so many families in my part of the world. And secondly, probably undiagnosed postpartum depression played a part too. And plus, the baby was not fair-skinned. The baby was a little darker skinned, so that again, I guess, affected her. I don't know. Sad and alone, Guddu became suicidal. She could not bear the life she was living, isolated in a jungle with a husband who did not care. She decided to walk out of the tent and never come back. Then, turning around and looking at her baby girl, she realized that the baby would probably be neglected once she was gone. And then she walked back to her baby, never again to go to that dark place again. Life did settle into a routine again eventually, and so the young couple continued life in the thick jungle with their little cherub, Ruby. That's all for today. I will see you soon with another episode. Till then, stay healthy, stay well. Bye for now.